Today I'm in my home county at the Great Yorkshire Show, a fantastic place to celebrate country life and give thanks for all creatures, great and small. This is Dave, the baby eagle. Welcome to Songs of Praise. In today's programme, I enjoy the sights and sounds of the 160th Great Yorkshire Show and discover how the church has always been central to this event.
Every day begins with morning prayer. We're saying thank you for all that's good in creation and thank you God for it.
I reveal the huge challenges facing agricultural communities and meet the Christian farmer reaching out to those in need.
I think it's just important for people to know that it is okay to feel a little bit stressed and, you know, the ways that they can seek help.
And our very own farmer, J.B. Gill, uncovers the story of Alf White, better known as James Herriot, Yorkshire vet author of All Creatures Great and Small. As a Yorkshire lass, it's fantastic to be back in God's own county. And I can say that I'm a vicar after all. The Great Yorkshire Show is one of the largest and oldest agricultural shows in the UK. Every year, well over 130,000 people and 8,500 animals, let's not forget them, gather here on the showground near Harrogate. Our music today celebrates the faithfulness of God and the beauty of his creation, and we begin at Our Ladies in York, the traditional county town of Yorkshire, with All Creatures of our God and King. Ooh, that was close. Hey! The Great Yorkshire Show is organised every year by the Yorkshire Agricultural Society. Leslie Morley is their chaplain. Leslie, it's my first show and I'm very excited. Tell me how the Great Yorkshire Show began.
It began really with a group of Yorkshire landowners coming together in 1837 in York. And they wanted to form a society that would help to show the best of farming and to show the new things that were happening, because it was at a time when agriculture was undergoing a bit of a revolution. There was steam coming in producing machinery that could do threshing, that, would actually change the way the whole thing was done. So they wanted to display those.
And is innovation still at the heart of the show?
Absolutely, you're spot on there. You look round the show today and you will see machinery that you can't believe. You'll see a robotic milking parlour. That means that the cows milk themselves. You can't believe it, but they do.
And for you, do you think there's a link between faith and farming?
I do indeed. I think farming has a spiritual dimension. I think if you're a farmer, you're very aware that the land that you farm isn't a commodity. You didn't make it. You've received it from previous generations, you've received it from creation, and ultimately you've received it and are receiving it from the Creator. And I think that may not always be articulated, but it's instinctive, it's intuitive. And if you see people on farms with their animals, an animal is not a commodity, it's not just a product. You have a relationship with your animals. If you don't have a relationship with your animals, you can't be a good husbandman to know their characteristics, and they're all different. You look at a herd of cattle and you can see which one is literally the bossy cow. There's always a bossy cow.
And what about the presence of the church here at the show?
Every day begins with morning prayer in the bandstand. First thing in the morning, 7:30, get a good crowd of about 40, 50, mostly stewards, people who are going to be doing jobs on the site.
May what we do be fair and even.
And we just want to remember God and bless the show and give thanks, because this is a celebration of all that's good in the countryside. And we want to just say, yes, thank you, God. That's what we're saying all today in our different ways, in our different places. We're saying thank you for all that's good in creation, and thank you, God, for it.
Great agricultural shows like this happen all over the country during the summer months. And last year, Songs of Praise went to the Royal Welsh Show, where a sheep shed became our church. Here's a wonderful hymn about the love of God. Kate Dale is from a farming family going back several generations. She's meeting me at the show before heading back to help with the harvest at her own farm. Now Kate, I don't know how to drive one of these, but you do.
Well, I used to drive a tractor in my younger day. Again, I'm one of 5 girls in a farming family. None of us were allowed to get away without working. So yes, driving a tractor in the summer holidays was a common theme. But these days, I leave it to the chaps.
The Great Yorkshire Show. It's an amazing place, isn't it?
It's a great Yorkshire institution, and it's 3 days where people can come along, relax a little bit, have a bit of downtime, meet up with friends that they perhaps don't see that often, and just see the pride that we have in Yorkshire in all that we do. You know, we really are very passionate about our farming in Yorkshire, and it's a key part of what we do right across the county. I think that there is always just that feeling that you belong somewhere, and I think that's totally interwoven into certainly the faith that I have. And I think farmers need faith, they need hope, don't they? I think that's really what they build their businesses on.
You're lovely. Yes, you are. Yes, but farming life is far from easy, with changing markets and increasing isolation amongst the pressures. The Office of National Statistics report suicide rates in farming are among the highest in any occupational group. Kate also works for the Yorkshire Rural Support Network, reaching out to farmers in need.
We do farmer health checks in some of the livestock marts and the machinery shows. We've had a young farmers forum today at the show where we've had a little bit of an open debate, and we've brought panellists in to chat about mental health issues. And I think it's just important for people to know that it is okay to feel a little bit stressed, and you know, the ways that they can seek help.
And it's not just the men, is it? Tell me about the women and the way that you're supporting farming women.
Absolutely not. I think in 2012, when we had that awful wet summer and then we went into a very cold spring in 2013, a lot of the women were saying, you know, we're dealing with a grumpy old farmer, we're juggling the children, we've got a job off the farm, we're in the farm office as well, you know, what support is there for us? And so we started a Women in Farming network and just started it very small, just bringing people together so that they could share with one another the challenges and the joys of the job.